Welcome to China Watch with the Epoch Times. I'm your host, Terri Wu. In our previous episodes, I've said that the US-China competition would not slow down during trade negotiations. I mean, how could it? You can't say trade war without the word war, right? And we're seeing the competition escalate in real time. In fact, both countries have picked up the pace since the tariff truce announced on May 12th after the trade talks in Geneva. That is because neither side can afford to lose time. In this episode, we'll discuss one of the main battlefields, artificial intelligence. China has gained a lot of ground in this field, and it's a peer to the United States, if it is not already getting ahead. And it doesn't really matter how AI is affecting the job market in China and may not pull its economy out of the slump. The Chinese regime loves AI for surveillance and military use. This new AI race is almost like the space race the United States and the former Soviet Union faced off on around half a century ago. And in the spirit of today's show, I did the entire recording with a text-to-voice model, and ChatGPT wrote the entire script for me. Enjoy! Just kidding. You get little old me, Terri Wu. We will cover the related technology, policy, and how everyone's favorite Chinese tech surveillance giant Huawei is again involved in US-China tension. So what advances has China made? How is the US countering that? Or should we say, do countermeasures even exist? Make sure you stay until the end to find out. Before we go into geopolitics, let's first talk about something a bit more lighthearted. For those tech lovers in the audience, they have already heard about the first ever half-marathon run by humans and robots at the same time. That happened on April 19th in Beijing. Robots ran in a separate lane parallel to humans. More than 20 robots attended the race. Their heights ranged from 2 feet 8 inches to 5 feet 9. They all required at least 2 human companions to assist with navigation and control. The robot champion finished the course in 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's 12 minutes per mile, compared to the human winner's 1 hour and 2 minutes. Not bad at all. Actually, finishing a 13-mile run is a massive achievement for a humanoid robot with feet at the current stage of the technology. Of course, it wouldn't be an AI competition without some funny mishaps and failures. At the starting line, one robot runner fell and couldn't get up. Several lost parts, including the head, and couldn't finish the race. Running outdoors is a significant challenge for a humanoid robot because it must know its surroundings and balance itself. This area of research is called embodied AI, much more sophisticated than ChatGPT, which operates on a large language model. The winner, model Tiangong Ultra, changed batteries 3 times throughout the run. It is able to handle uneven road surfaces and successfully climbed 100 steps at max step height of 13 inches before attending the race. Tiangong means heavenly palace in Chinese. Quite an awkward name for a robot. It was co-developed by the Beijing Humanoid Robot Innovation Center and UB Tech Robotics, a Chinese company based in Shenzhen city in Guangdong Province. 2 months before that, a video of another model successfully landing a standing front flip went viral online. It's the PM01 model from Engine AI, another Shenzhen company. The gymnastic maneuver was a global first. The model PM01 is 4 feet 6 inches tall and weighs 88 pounds. The price tag is 88,000 yuan or $12,000. In April, it joined the Shenzhen police force and began patrolling the city. Such a robot is not just helpful for routine police business. It's also a formidable walking surveillance machine that can send information to the police station in real time. And we know the Chinese regime is all about dual use, using commercial development to feed the military side. So what prevents such models from being used as fighters in the Chinese military? Sure, the regime had already thought of it. 2 years ago, Gregory Allen, a tech expert at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, a Washington-based think tank, testified at a hearing at the U.S.-China Economic and Security Review Commission.
While the United States has important advantages, China may be able to quickly take the lead in government and military adoption of AI capabilities. This is an outcome that the United States should seek to prevent.
In his prepared testimony, he also wrote that the Chinese regime was developing AI weapons and moving well beyond any attempt to keep a human in the AI decision-making loop. According to Allen, Zheng Yi, a senior executive at Chinese state-owned military company Norinco, said as early as 2018, quote, "In future battlegrounds, there will be no people fighting." The executive also conveyed his and the regime's expectation that by 2025, lethal autonomous weapons would be commonplace. In true Chinese style, videos have been shared online from China of knockoff versions of Boston Dynamics robot dogs with flamethrowers and guns attached to their backs. Granted, it may be humans remote controlling them right now and not AI, but it very likely could be AI in the future, if not already. In November 2023, Beijing issued a blueprint to local authorities to build an innovation framework for humanoid robots and mass-produce them in 2 years. All of the above points to this year, 2025. This year is a pivotal year for humanoid robots. The technology is at the cusp of mass production. The definition of mass production in the industry is still unclear. Some consider 100 as the threshold. 6 Chinese makers plan to produce over 1,000 humanoid robots this year. That's 6,000 in total. In comparison, Tesla CEO Elon Musk said his company would produce several thousands of his model Optimus this year. Humanoid robotics is a high-priority sector for China's industrial plan. The regime gave $20 billion in subsidies to the industry last year, according to Reuters. A month after President Trump announced a $100 billion AI investment, Beijing established a 1 trillion yuan, or $137 billion, 15-year AI fund. At the same time, the city set a goal of deploying 10,000 robots with embodied AI by 2027. Such robots will be used in manufacturing, scientific research, and education, according to the city government. Other major economic hubs in China, such as Shenzhen, Shanghai, and Zhejiang and Jiangsu provinces, have also issued policies to support AI innovation with subsidies. China's financial magazine Caixin reported that out of the 40 global companies in the ecosystem of humanoid robots, Chinese companies make up 75%. So we know China is a peer to the United States in AI, and it's already leading in some aspects. What is the consequence? That's next. You're listening to China Watch. Follow the show. Was that you think we deserve 5 stars? We'd love that. Don't just leave an awesome rating. Tell your friends too. We're on Apple and Spotify. Search for China Watch Epoch Times. This podcast is a weekly production with new episodes every Monday evening. Support independent journalism by subscribing to the Epoch Times. Let's focus on what one expert in the area recently said. Eric Schmidt, former CEO of Google, spoke in a TED Talk released on May 16th.
The U.S. military has a rule called 3000.09, generally known as human in the loop, or meaningful human control. You don't want systems that are not under our control. It's a line we can't cross. I think that's correct. I think that the competition between the West, and particularly the United States, and China is going to be defining in this area.
Sounds familiar to what Allen said 2 years ago, right? He also said, due to the speed of the innovation, lagging behind may mean never catching up again. Hence, he said, an AI race between 2 peers may be very tight. He mocked up potential conflicts in an AI race. In his hypothetical scenario, there's a Mr. Good and a Mr. Evil, and he played the devil's advocate. To be clear, he didn't say Mr. Evil was China or the United States.
The first thing I'm going to do is try to steal all your code. And you've prevented that because you're good. And you were good. So you're still good. Second, then I'm going to infiltrate you with humans. Well, you've got good protections against that. We don't have spies. So what do? I'm going to go in and I'm going to change your model. I'm going to modify it. I'm going to actually screw you up to get me so I'm one day ahead of you. You're so good, I can't do that.
Then he mentioned a nuclear option.
What's my next choice? Bomb your data center.
Wow.
Now, do you think I'm insane? These conversations are occurring around nuclear opponents today in our world. There are legitimate people saying the only solution to this problem is preemption. Now, I just told you that you, Mr. Good, are about to have the keys to control the entire world, both in terms of economic dominance, innovation, surveillance, whatever it is that you care about. I have to prevent that.
And he cautioned that the United States doesn't have an existing approach in foreign policy to address such challenges.
We don't have any language in our society. The foreign policy people have not thought about this, and this is coming. When is it coming? Probably 5 years. We have time. We have time for this conversation, and this is really important.
On May 12th, Huawei and UBTech signed strategic cooperation agreements in Shenzhen. Remember UBTech? It's the company that co-produced Tiangong Ultra, the robot that won the half marathon in Beijing. And while the average American knows Huawei as a smartphone maker, it has intimate military connections inside China. It's unclear whether Huawei will make its own humanoid robots or will become a supplier, just like how it formed the Harmony Intelligent Mobility Alliance to lead the ecosystem of the EV sector. Some Chinese equity analysts think that Huawei is likely to play a similar role as Nvidia, providing the central processing unit or chips. Regardless, one thing is clear: Huawei is inserting itself into this booming industry. So what is the United States doing so it doesn't lose its lead? That's next. Follow the show. Give us 5 stars. We're on Apple and Spotify. Search for China Watch Epoch Times. This podcast is a weekly production with new episodes every Monday evening. Support independent journalism by subscribing to the Epoch Times. You can also share your thoughts with me at terri.wu@epochtimes.com. A day after announcing the tariff truce, the United States warned that using Chinese advanced chips anywhere in the world would violate U.S. export controls. The administration suspects those products are developed via illegally obtained U.S. technology or equipment. The Commerce Department's guidelines named Ascend chips Huawei's AI chip models. The weight put on AI now is illustrated by Trump's recent trip to the Middle East. From May 13th to 16th, Trump visited Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. It was his first major foreign trip in his second term. During his trip, Saudi Arabia pledged a $600 million investment, including major projects developing AI infrastructure and giant data centers there. The United Arab Emirates announced plans to invest $1.4 trillion in the United States over the next decade, focusing on, again, AI infrastructure, semiconductors, energy, and quantum computing. Here's Dr. Gracelyn Bascarin at the Center for Strategic and International Studies speaking at the think tank's podcast, The Truth of the Matter.
Saudi Arabia has the cheapest solar and wind projects in the world. And given they have cheap access to energy, cheap processing reagents like sulfuric acid, they can source minerals from around the world and process them far more cost competitively than we can here in America.
And Saudi Arabia also has a unique geographical advantage.
It also helps that Saudi is literally in the middle of the world geographically, and so they can actually source minerals from different directions competitively. So that's one, is they have the ability to be a hub. The second thing, though, is because they're looking to make these investments strategically in countries around the world, they can source minerals from these places and bring them back home. So they're able to cost competitively source feedstock, whether it's Zambian copper or whether it's Indonesian nickel, to be able to do that. So they have a dual comparative advantage in that way, both in processing, but also sourcing feedstock where they may not have it.
Trump's deals were part of the White House's plan to enhance collaboration in a region where China has quietly accumulated a lot of influence. For example, the United States paused its $23 billion sale of F-35 aircraft and drones because the UAE didn't clear Huawei's presence in its 5G infrastructure. All these AI investments are essential for America to stay ahead and not lag behind. However, the result is too early to tell. Whether you think AI is going to replace all jobs or it's just another bubble, everyone can agree that it's going to be a part of our technological future from here on out. That's it for today. Meanwhile, spread the word about our new show to your friends and family. We need your help to get our name out there. Thanks for listening.